fellow mobile gamers? In today's video we have our class overview for the brand new MMORPG mobile game Yeast Online. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up this video for more amazing mobile gaming content. We are going to do a class overview, and then we are going to give you also kind of like a class tier list. So you have your core class that you are going to choose, and then from that you have two branching subclasses or advanced classes that you get to choose. First up, we have the warrior class. This is your basic melee damage dealing class. Has one of my favorite skills that pretty much all warriors or berserkers have, and that is the spin to win, where you go ahead and your character spins around in a circle, swinging the blades and just dealing a bunch of damage. Your two subclasses you have are knight and berserker. Now the knight class is going to be for someone who wants to be more tanky and a defensive player. You're going to have things like CC control effects like stuns. You're also going to have stuff like taunt effects. But the knight is not your typical tank where you don't really put out any damage. The knight actually puts out a tremendous amount of damage for what it is. And then the other option you have is the berserker. The berserker has some really strong attacking skills. Most notably, Ashen Slash becomes immune to control effects in 8 seconds upon casting. This is one of the strongest skills in the game. Very powerful for PvP content. This is for someone who wants more of an aggressive melee style where you're just pumping out a bunch of damage. Overall, for our tier list ranking the warrior classes, the warrior base class I would put at the bottom, C category. Then the second best I would put the berserker class. And then finally my top tier for the warrior subclass would be the knight. The knight just brings so much to the table because you're not only able to taunt your opponents, but you also have stun effects, and you even can put out really good damage as well. Moving forward, we next have the mage class. This class follows the same suit as any other mage class you've seen in any MMORPG. You're going to be doing a lot of ranged attacks, casting spells, a lot of AoE damage, some pretty good crit damage as well. Your two subclasses are going to be the Ice Mage and the Pyro Mage. Now the Pyro Mage specializes in putting out a ridiculous amount of damage at the cost of reducing your defense. You also have things like increased range for your abilities and also high crit rate. On the flip side, if you are looking for more of a controlled style play, then you're going to want to take the Ice Mage. The Ice Mage has a lot of controlling effects, a lot of CC, stuff that's going to slow the enemies down with stuff like the Blizzard skill. You also have the ability to summon a dragon to attack enemies that lasts 12 seconds. Ranking the mage classes, we would put the base mage at C category, the pyro mage at B, and I think Ice Mage is hands down the best. Now the ranger is kind of an interesting class because it takes kind of like your archer class and it mixes it with someone who is like a healing class. So you not only get that archer ranged style damage, but you also have skills that can heal your nearby allies, which is really good. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, a little bit of damage and a little bit of support healing for your team. Moving along to our two advanced classes. First up, we have the Windwalker. You not only have some really strong AoE damage, but also AoE healing as well. You have skills that can buff your attack damage. And then the second option we have is the Priest. Now this is like straight healer as opposed to the Windwalker. The Windwalker gives you damage and it gives you slight team healing, whereas the Priest is just a full-on straight healing class that can also do things like buff your team's defense as well. Ranking the Ranger classes, we have a C for the base Ranger. Windwalker I would put at the B category, and then finally for A category we would put the Priest. Definitely the Priest is by far the best out of the two promotional classes. The only downside I would say is you need to be constantly teaming up with other players to really get the full effect of the Priest. But if you do, you can run through dungeons and pretty much any content with ease if you have a Priest on your team. And then finally, we have your typical Assassin, which is your melee damage dealer that focuses on doing burst damage, stuff like increasing your crit rate to put out a lot of crit damage. The main focus of the Assassin class in this game is all about combo points to increase your damage output. Then for our 2 subclasses, we have the Navigator and finally the Ninja. Now the Navigator is a melee damage dealer, but also specializes in the luck stat as well. You also have some really cool skills where you have the ability to summon a shark to attack your enemies, and you also have some CC effects where you can reduce the enemy's move speed as well. And for the other promotional class we have is the Ninja, specializing in melee stealth burst. Now the Ninja in this game plays very similar to the one in Guardians of Claudia. We're going to be doing things like activating a stealth skill, making your character invisible, and then coming out of the stealth to do some really good burst damage. Again, you're also going to be focusing on your combo points, and also the Ninja has special skills that can increase its evade, making it harder for enemies to hit. Definitely one of the more difficult classes to play if you do play manually as opposed to having it on auto combat. However, the power ceiling for the Ninja is absolutely through the roof. It's definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest class in this game. Ranking the assassin classes, we have assassin at C, then we have navigator at B, and finally the Ninja is the top tier. All in all, if I was to give you my opinion on the best classes in this game, I would say the Ninja and also the Knight. Those are my 2 classes that I think are the strongest in this game. And that is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this video. I am working on a beginner's guide that will hopefully be out either today or tomorrow. I actually had some really weird glitch happen to me while I was playing, so I'm going to share that in the beginner's guide. Hopefully it can help you guys out. I got some free rewards for not even spending money. So I'll see y'all later. Stay happy, stay safe. Peace.